Hello. Hello, hello, hello. Hi. Hi, everyone. Welcome to a new live stream. How's it going? I hope everything is great. Today we are going to learn 5 common meanings of the verb sacar. Sacar. This verb is common in Spanish. It means to take out, but it also can mean something else. It has other meanings. So we're going to talk about that today. Before we get started, don't forget to subscribe and also click on the bell icon so you can get notified every time I live stream. I want to give a big shout out to our Cafecito members, Teresa Pocket, Robert Green, Tom Siebold, Ralph Marquez, Brianna L., Ruby Brockenberry, Christopher Michael, William Lopez, Gregory Ramirez, Michael Lee, and David Beaver. Thank you guys. El cafecito está delicioso. If you like what I do, you can also become a Cafecito member. You only need to click on the join button down below to check the perks and more information about the membership. Essentially, you're buying me a cup of coffee every month. And yeah, the membership is less than $3, so it's very cheap. And also, there are different perks, like I give you a shout out, and also you get a word of the day on the community tab. So, a Spanish word of the day. So yeah, if you're interested, please just click on the join button down below. Thank you again, Cafecito members. Okay, so we're going to learn only 5 common meanings of this verb, sacar. Sacar. By the way, remember that I'm live streaming, so if you want to use or if you want to ask anything about what we're learning today, you can use the live chat for that. The only thing you got to do if you want to use the live chat, you need to be a subscriber. Remember, subscribing is for free. Just click on the subscribe button down below and you will be able to use the live chat. Awesome. Sacar. 5 common meanings. Sacar. Sacar. It sounds good. It sounds pretty intense. Sacar. Sounds almost like a last name. Sacar. Miguel SACAR, Maria SACAR, right? Well, it's a common verb. It means to take out. So literally to take something out, like the garbage or something like that. But also we'll see other meanings and how to use this verb. Sacar, as I said before, the main meaning is to take out. To take out. For example, I can say, saca la basura, por favor. Saca la basura, por favor. Saca is a command, saca. But even though you have a command here, don't forget to say the phrase, por favor. Por favor. It's a good idea. It's a good idea. This means take out the garbage, please. Okay, so as I said a few seconds ago, saca is a command. It's like you're saying tú saca, okay, but you don't need to. You don't need to. The pronoun tú, you don't need. Saca, especially when you have a command, you don't need the pronoun. Saca means take out. La basura. Basura means garbage. La is a definite article and it means the feminine definite article. La basura, the garbage. Por favor. Well, you know this phrase really well. It means please. Saca la basura, por favor. Take out the garbage, please. So you can use the verb sacar if you want to say that. if you want someone to take out the garbage, or if you're going to take out the garbage, you can use this verb. You're literally taking something out, or you're taking out, in this situation, la basura. Excellent. Now, let's see another example. Voy a sacar algo de mi bolsa. Voy a sacar algo de mi bolsa. Okay? Bolsa. Sacar algo. What does it mean? This means, the whole sentence means, I'm going to take something out of my bag. Okay? You're just taking something out. It could be, I don't know, money, cosmetics, whatever you have in a bag or in your purse. Mi bolsa means, bolsa means bag, but also it means purse. Okay, so if you have a purse, if you are carrying a purse, you can say bolsa. Obviously, there's some more technical term like bolsa de mano, but no one says that. No one says that. You just call it bolsa. Okay, bolsa. Okay, let's break this down. Voy a is a great little phrase that means I'm going to. Okay, and it's used often to say that you're going to do something. So voy a is not a complete phrase, of course, and you have to add more to that. In this situation, a verb, sacar. Voy a sacar. You need sacar in the infinitive way, which means you do not conjugate the verb, you just leave it as it is, sacar, just like that, with the ending AR, and that means take out. Remember, take out. Algo. Oh, by the way, if you want, you can, if you're planning on using voy a in the future to say something else, you can just replace sacar with anything else. It could be caminar, to walk, comer, to eat. Voy a comer. I'm going to eat, ... Voy a sacar. I'm going to take something out. Voy a caminar. I'm going to walk. Okay? So that's something important to remember. Sorry about that. Algo means something. Okay? Algo, something. So this is a great term to just be vague about something. You're not specifically saying what, you're just saying something. Algo. And the interesting thing about this word is that it doesn't have a feminine form, doesn't have a plural form, so you can only just replace algo. Okay, something. De means of, mi, my, bolsa, bag or purse. Okay, any kind of bag, really. It could be a paper bag, it could be a purse, it could be I don't know, backpack is different, mochila, right? You probably, if you watch Dora the Explorer, she says mochila, right? I think she says that. So mochila is backpack. I'm just gonna put it here, mochila. I like that word. It sounds pretty nice. Mochila, backpack. Okay, but bolsa means purse or bag. The other term I told you was bolsa de mano, which no one really says. It's the technical term for purse, but really no one says bolsa de mano. No one says that. Just bolsa is fine. Okay, bolsa. Like that. That's very interesting. Okay. Do you have any questions? Avena. Hola, maestra. Hello, Avena. 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 Welcome. Welcome. ¿Cómo estás? Espero que estés muy bien. Excellent. So that was meaning number 1. Sacar literally means to take out, to take something out. It could be garbage. It could be algo, something. It could be money. It could be anything, anything. If you have it inside of some place or object, then you can use sacar for sure. Excellent. The next meaning, guys, is meaning number 2. Sacar can also mean to remove or to get out, okay? And to get out, obviously, we're gonna see in what kind of situation you can say sacar if you want to say to get out. So it's very interesting to remove, sacar. What are we talking about here? Let's see. The meaning, the first example is tengo que sacar la astilla. Tengo que sacar la astilla. Do you know what astilla means? Astilla, you'll see in a second. The whole sentence means I have to remove the splinter. It happens, right? It's something, a common situation, and it's sometimes a bit painful. So astilla means splinter, okay? Astilla, la astilla, the splinter, okay? When you say tengo que, that's another great little sentence or phrase. Tengo que is like you're saying yo tengo que, okay? It's flexible. You can change this to tú tienes que. You don't have to say yo or tú. You can just say tengo que, tienes que, tenemos que, tiene que. So that's for different pronouns, okay? So you need to know the conjugation of the verb tener, which means to have, in order to use this phrase, this little phrase. Tengo que. Sorry, it's just my computer is a little loud. It's a bit loud sometimes. I don't know if you can hear it. Okay, tengo que means I have to do something, okay? It could be you need to eat, you need to walk, you need to play, you need to sleep, you need to go to bed. You can use this phrase for that. Tengo que dormir, I have to sleep. Tengo que comer, I have to eat. Tengo que caminar, I have to walk. Tengo que hacer ejercicio, I have to exercise, okay? So it's quite interesting, this little phrase here. Sacar means, well, this is the verb, and it means remove. You need to remove, or you need to technically take out the splinter. So that's, as I said a few minutes ago, sacar, that's like the most common term of sacar, to take out. But it also sometimes can be used if you want to say remove. Okay, you have to remove something. So like a splinter, right? Like a splinter. Tengo que sacar la astilla. I have to remove the splinter. Now let's look at another example. Let's see. This is a question. ¿Cómo saco el clavo de la pared? ¿Cómo saco el clavo de la pared? Clavo. Do you know what this means? Clavo, pared. This means, how do I get the nail out of the wall? Maybe you don't know how to do it. I think it's pretty obvious how to do this, but it's a valid question. It's a valid question. So, ¿cómo? ¿Cómo? Means how. Remember that you need an accent mark on the letter O if you want to use como in a question, okay? Or in an expression that has exclamation marks, okay? ¿Cómo? Saco. Saco, that is the verb sacar right here. How? Technically, you're saying como yo saco, right? Como yo saco, that's the verb conjugated. You don't need yo. Como saco, and this means how do I get out? El clavo, el clavo. Remember, the V sound in Spanish is similar to the B as in bell in English. So don't worry about that. Although if you say it as V as in Victor, it's going to be fine. Spanish speakers will understand you. It's not a big difference. But if you want to say this more like in a native way in Spanish, then just say it as V as in bell. Clavo. Clavo. Okay? Clavo. El clavo. The nail. The nail, we're not talking about nails. We're talking about the nails that you put up on the walls to hang things on walls. So, el clavo, the nail. The nail, de of, the pared. Pared means wall, okay? Pared. Don't forget the pronunciation, or to pronounce the letter the as in, the at the end. The as in delta. Okay. ¿Cómo saco el clavo de la pared? It has a certain intonation because you're asking a question. ¿Cómo saco el clavo de la pared? How do I get the nail out of the wall? Okay. So, very interesting. In this situation, saco means to get something out. Maybe it's on the wall, maybe it's I don't know, in the ground. I don't know, anything that is somehow attached to something else, like a nail. You can use sacar for that. So in certain situations, sacar means to get out. You're not gonna say to someone, well, it depends. If you say sácate, I don't think it works. If you're saying get out, if you're asking someone to get out, I would not use the verb sacar for that. It's more, you would use the verb salir, okay? And that means to get out as well. For example, salte means get out. You can also say sal, like salt in Spanish. Let me just put it here. I was talking about the verb salir, which means to get out, okay? So if you want to say to someone, get out, you can say sal. It's a command. I know that in Spanish this also means salt, but it's a command. You can say sal, and that's fine. Or you can say salte. Salte, okay? Salte. And that means get out. It's a bit rude to say that to someone. By the way, if you don't know that person, and even if you know the person, I would not say it to someone because it's just a command. It's a bit informal. It's, I don't know. You gotta be careful with that. But I would not say sácate. Sácate. Technically, you could say it, but I would not say sácate. I would say salte. Yeah. Okay. Excellent. Anyways, that's another verb, salir. We're talking about sacar. But yeah, it can mean to get out as well. Excellent. Okay. Any questions? Okay, Malik. Tengo que. Verbal phrase. Okay. See, it's like a phrasal verb. Yeah. Similar to a phrasal verb, but yeah, it's commonly said in Spanish, tengo que. Although, I don't know, in English, it's a big topic, phrasal verbs to like get in, get out, get up, and so on. So there are verbs that have other words like prepositions and whatnot. In Spanish, I remember when I went to school, they never talked about something similar to a phrasal verb. But it works like a phrasal verb. Mary, hello, hola a todos. Dora es muy cómico. Muy cómico. El programa es cómico. Yeah. I remember vaguely about Dora the Explorer. But I remember watching, I think I watched the movie. They released a movie about Dora. Yeah, I watched not the whole movie, but just a bit of it. But yeah. Okay, excellent. Let's continue. Let me just erase all of this. You don't need to say this. Okay. Now, sacar also means, well, sacar. We have like a phrase here. Sacar una foto. Okay, this is similar to also saying tomar una foto. Okay, foto. You know what that means, right? If I do this, you know what it means. Sacar una foto, means to take a picture or a photo. Okay. It's commonly said in Spanish. As I said before, you can also say tomar. That's another way to say it. It pretty much means the same thing, tomar, but also sacar is used to say that, to take a picture. It's commonly said, if you have to take a picture or if you want someone to take a picture of you and someone else or just you, you can use this phrase for that. Obviously, you need to know the conjugation of the verb sacar. Okay, so let's see some examples using this phrase. Sácame una foto. Well, this is a common thing to say in Spanish. Even like, I think, yeah, especially with Instagram and social media, this can be said a lot. Some people say this a lot. Sácame una foto. This means take a picture of me. Take a picture of me, right? Just take a picture of me. Not like any picture. It's just a picture of me. Okay, let's break this down. Well, you can see the verb right here, the verb sacar. We added the pronoun me, saca me, and that means take. Similar to saying of me, take of me. But saca me is like saying take me, but in English it doesn't work that way. So it's similar to saying take of me, right? Una foto, una is an indefinite article and it means a, okay? Foto means picture. Photo, picture, same meaning here, foto. Foto, okay? Sácame una foto. Obviously, this is a short term for the word fotografía. No one says that anymore. Hang on. Let me show you the whole term. Fotografía. So that is the term technically, fotografía. Fotografía. But no one says that. It's too long, so you can just say foto. Foto. Sácame una foto. Take a picture of me. Okay? If you say saca una foto, saca una foto, that means take a picture. Okay? Just take a picture. Saca una foto. That's a command. You can also say por favor. Don't forget that magic phrase because it just makes things better. Please. Por favor, please. Take a picture, please. Saca una foto, por favor. Or you can just say sácame una foto, por favor. Take a picture of me. Okay, sácame. Remember the accent mark on top of the letter A, sácame. Otherwise, it would sound sacame, sacame, and it's not correct. The intonation is not right. So you need the tilde, la tilde, or el acento, the accent mark, on top of the letter A, right here. Right here. Okay, the next example. The next example is, ¿nos sacas una foto de la familia? ¿Nos sacas una foto de la familia? Okay, so now you don't want a picture of you alone. You want a picture with your family or of your family. This means, can you take a picture of us with the family? I mean, or it could be of the family. It's a more correct translation. Of the family. Can you take a picture of the family? So, yeah. Nos sacas. Nos sacas. Here we see it again. The verb sacar. Nos sacas. This means can, well, similar to saying, can you take, that's it. Can you take? In this situation, we need to, well, we're talking about a picture. So that's why we need to say una foto. Okay, una foto means a picture, a photo, de, of, la, the, familia, family, la familia, the family. Okay, ¿nos sacas una foto de la familia? Just don't forget to say por favor. That's always good. That's always good. Can you take a picture of the family, please? Okay, excellent. Nos sacas. We have obviously the pronoun nos. Okay, so it's similar to this pronoun me. So sacar una foto, when you use it like this, you know, the verb sacar in this way, you usually will use the reflexive pronouns me, te, nos, les, and so on. So just remember that. I have a video about reflexive pronouns. We can have another lesson in the future about them so we can practice how to use them, because we're not using the yo, tú, él, nosotros, vosotros, ustedes, ellos. We're not using those pronouns. We're using the me, te, le, nos, and so on. So we could have a lesson, just like a practice kind of lesson, just to just practice how to use those pronouns. Any questions? This is minute number 3. Malik, I actually have a lesson about that already. It's just like a basic structure, sentence structure. Yeah, it's actually a very popular lesson on my channel. So feel free to browse. It's very easy to browse on YouTube channels. There is, if you see the bar under, you have the channel, then you have a banner, and then underneath, I believe there is a way to search, to browse the channel. Just really quickly, I'll check it out where it is. And you can actually, yeah, under the banner where it says Spanish Made Easy, there's like home video shorts live playlist and so on. There is, if you see on the right, you can see a search icon, like a magnifying, well, it's an icon about like to search. It's a magnifier, something like that. So you can click on it and just search the lesson. You can just put structure, sentence, or something like that, and you'll see it. But maybe in the future we can have a more, like there's different ways to make sentences in Spanish, so we can maybe break that down and have lessons about that for sure. Yeah, thank you for asking, Malik. Excellent. Let's continue. Meaning number 4. Significado número 4. Sacar means this is a fun one, to stick the tongue out. I mean, sometimes kids do this. Sometimes you gotta do it when you are if you have a doctor's appointment and the doctor has to look at your tongue, you need to stick the tongue out. So probably you will hear this, sacar. Okay, sacar. Oops, sacar. For example, el niño me sacó la lengua. El niño me sacó la lengua. This means the boy stuck his tongue out at me. It happens, right? It happens, I guess. Yeah, it happens. Kids are like that. They're rascals sometimes. El niño, the boy. Okay. Me, we see again this reflexive pronoun, me, which means me. Sacó, stuck out in this situation. La, I mean, you can say su lengua, which is more accurate, right? His tongue. But you can just, it's more commonly said la. So but it doesn't make sense. I mean, in English, I think his works better. Okay, but it's obvious that you're talking about the kid's tongue, right? Okay, lengua means tongue. La lengua, the tongue. At me, in this situation, we have at me, right? So I mean, that's how it works. So I guess it's stuck out at in this situation when you're saying sacó. Me sacó. Okay? So this is quite interesting that sacar can mean that as well. It's just a simple, silly meaning, but it happens. And if you want to say this in Spanish, you can say it. Or if someone says this to you, you will understand what the person means. So it's important to know the meaning of sacar, that meaning of sacar, especially if you go to see a doctor. If a doctor says something like this to you, let me see if a doctor says to you, saca la lengua, or saque, that's a more formal way to ask for this. Saque. If the doctor says to you, saque la lengua, saque la lengua, okay? Saque la lengua, por favor. Let's just add, probably the doctor can say por favor or not, or not. But if you, I mean, sometimes it happens, right? They're polite doctors. Por favor, saque la lengua, por favor. This means stick your tongue out, please. Okay? Saque is a command, and it means, you know, stick out. In this situation, la lengua, the tongue. Okay? So we're talking about tongue. So might as well add here sacar la lengua. It's the whole term. Sacar la lengua. To stick the tongue out. I forgot to add tongue in Spanish. Sorry about that. That was my bad. Saque la lengua, por favor. Stick your tongue out, please. This is a common thing if you go to see a doctor. It happens. So now you know, if you are in that situation, you can understand what the doctor means. And it makes sense. And it makes sense. It will make sense to you. Stick out. Again, la lengua. The doctor is not going to say tu lengua. Could be a possibility, but usually they will say la lengua, your tongue in this situation. Tu lengua is a more literal translation. Saque su in this situation because it's formal, not tu. Saque su lengua, por favor. Okay? Or just saque la lengua, por favor. Formal. Saque is formal. La lengua, your tongue. Por favor, please. Por favor, please. Okay? If it's informal, then if you want to make this informal, you need to say saca la lengua, por favor. Saca la lengua, por favor. Stick your tongue out, please. Okay, but let's make it formal. It's more likely that they will say sake. They will say sake. It's like the drink, sake. Sake. It sounds it's the same pronunciation. Sake and the Japanese alcoholic liquor, I think so. Yeah, it's the liquor. I mean, alcoholic liquor. It's redundant. Sake, the Japanese liquor. It's delicious, by the way. But anyway, sake is the same pronunciation. Sake. Saque la lengua, por favor. Stick your tongue out, please. Anyway, that was interesting for sure. You can use the verb sacar and add la lengua, and that means to stick the tongue out. Okay. The last meaning, guys. The last meaning. No questions, by the way. Any questions? No questions? Okay. The last meaning of sacar is to publish or to release. This is so different than the main meaning of sacar, or the more common meaning of sacar, which is take out, to take out. Sacar sometimes can mean to publish or to release. And this is specifically if you're talking about music or books. Okay? Music and books. To publish a book or to release a new album or something like that. For example, la banda sacará un nuevo álbum el próximo año. La banda sacará un nuevo álbum el próximo año. And this means the band will release a new album next year. Interesting. Interesting. Did you know this meaning of SACAR? This is very interesting. La banda means the band, okay? Sacará, it's plural, not plural, sorry, future tense. Will release, okay? Sacará will release you can say un nuevo álbum or un álbum nuevo, okay? So this adjective is very flexible in this situation. Un nuevo álbum or un álbum nuevo. I mean, if this is better for you, because you know that in Spanish you have the noun and then the adjective, which in English you have the opposite. You have the adjective and then the noun. So sometimes in Spanish you can have adjectives before nouns, but it doesn't work all the time. So if you just want to keep it consistent so you don't get confused, you can say un álbum nuevo. That works. Or un nuevo álbum, okay? That works as well. Un álbum nuevo. Album means album, okay? Nuevo, new. A, okay? This phrase right here, el próximo año means next year. El próximo año. Próximo means next. In some situations, in this situation means next. I believe also, I think próximo, próximo can be also feminine, próxima, plural as well, próximos, próximas, and that is okay in Spanish. It happens. There's different forms of this word. Próximo means next. Close as well, when it's close to you, something close to you. In some situations you can say próximo, or when something is near, okay? Something is near. But it's mostly used as next. Próximo, next, okay? Next year. Año means year. You can also say semana, but that will change a little bit more. For example, if you want to say next week, you can say la próxima. Remember, semana is feminine. La próxima semana. Okay? La próxima semana. The only thing you cannot say is el próximo día, the next day. You cannot say that in Spanish. You say el día, depends. La banda sacará un álbum la próxima semana. For example, if it's next day, next day. You can say it tomorrow, mañana. Okay, that's more common. In Spanish, next day is used when you're talking about situation. You know, next day something happened, and that is different. You say al día siguiente. So I'm just gonna put it here, but it doesn't work with this example. Al día siguiente. Okay, you don't use próximo for that. Al día siguiente means next day. But if it's next day, if we're talking about an album release, then you can say mañana if it's tomorrow. Okay, that means tomorrow. Or you can say la próxima semana, which means next week. Or the way it was at the beginning, el próximo año. Okay, año, year. Next year, el próximo año. Excellent. Don't forget el, the definite article el when saying next year. El próximo año. You don't say just próximo año. No, you need to say el próximo año. Okay, just remember that. That's important. Lastly, guys, we have one last example, and that's going to be it. El escritor sacó un nuevo libro acerca de su vida. El escritor sacó un nuevo libro or un libro nuevo. You can say either one. Similar case as this one. Acerca de su vida. This means the writer released a new book about his life. So past tense. We have sacará here. Sacará. Remember, sacará, future tense, sacó, present tense, past tense. It already happened. El escritor means the writer, okay? Sacó, sacó, released, a nuevo, new, libro, book. You can also say un libro nuevo. That's correct. Sometimes Spanish is flexible. Un libro nuevo. And that's also correct. Or un nuevo libro. Also correct in this peculiar situation. Acerca, about. Acerca means about. When you say acerca de, it's another helpful phrase. If you're gonna say, it's very often that you will have acerca de, and that means also about. And obviously you have to add more to that phrase. In this situation, su vida. Su means his, vida means life. Okay? El escritor sacó un libro nuevo acerca de su vida. The writer released a new book about his life. Okay, so very interesting. We're saying his because we're using el escritor. Okay, el. You can say la escritora. And that is feminine, and it means the writer, feminine. And this would change to her. Okay? Her life. That's good. That's good. So that is it, guys. Do you have any questions? Remember, sacar can also means to publish and to release. Very interesting. It's crazy that this verb means different things in different situations. We're talking about books and music. You can use sacar in those situations. Sacar la lengua, we're talking about sticking the tongue out. Sacar una foto, to take a picture. Okay. Also, sacar can mean to remove, like if you need to remove a splinter, or to get out sometimes when talking about a nail and a wall and you need to take the nail or to get the nail out. You can do that. As I said before, this can apply for anything that is inside of something, like it could be a wall, or it could be you could have something I don't know. For example, if you're talking about, this is more like dig out, but if you have a dog and the dog has a I don't know, like something, sometimes dogs do that, they dig holes for some reason. But if the dog has something in that hole, or it was just like digging for something, to dig something out, el perro sacó el hueso del patio. I don't know. Maybe, there's like some bones that dogs play with, or it can be toy, it can be anything. So this means a dog, hang on, sacó. Oops, sacó. By the way, guys, if you have any questions, please let me know. Okay, hang on. One sec, I just have to do something here really quickly. Yeah, if you have any, yeah. Yeah, so el perro sacó el hueso del patio is similar to saying the dog, the dog, sounds creepy. Let's put toy. It sounds creepy. I don't want YouTube to do something to my video saying like, oh, you're talking about something weird. You know what I mean? Hang on. Perro sacó su juguete del patio. It will be similar to saying to dog out, the dog, its toy out of the backyard, for example. Okay. It happens. It could be, or you're talking about something similar. It could work if you're taking something out from something that is, if something is inside of something, you can use SACAR for that. It could be a bag, it could be a nail in the wall, it could be a toy in the backyard, or anything similar to that. Okay, do you have any questions, guys? Remember, sacar also means to take out something, literally. Like the garbage or something, algo, out of a bag. Okay, or a purse, right? Thank you, Mary. Thank you for sharing. And thank you, everybody who was here today. That's it. That's the end of the lesson. I don't see any questions. So feel free to ask any questions if you are watching this live stream later. Just leave all of that in the comment section down below. Remember that I live stream every Tuesday, usually every Tuesday, but sometimes I can't on Tuesday and I do it later on in the week. So if you don't want to miss out, just click on the bell icon and just turn all the notifications on so YouTube lets you know every time I live stream. Thank you so much for watching this, and well, I'll see you next week. Remember, if you like this lesson, give it a like. That helps me a lot. And yeah, take care. Practice using the verb sacar. That's something that will help you for sure. And yeah, if you can share any examples in the comment section down below on the live chat. But I'm leaving, so just leave it in the comment section down below. Thank you so much. I'll see you next week. Bye. Hasta la vista. Hasta la próxima. Adiós.